Hey guys, what's up? Hey, this was one of the most exciting, awesome, magical weekends in my life as a cyclist. First off, these are Abdullah Zeinab's glasses. His glasses fell off his head. Now, I'm sure this is probably like the 5th pair, 6th pair, 10th pair of glasses that he bought while he was crossing America. He is now literally so close to winning the Trans-America bike race and probably setting a record that he could just walk his way in. He's like 500 miles ahead of the second place guy. I wish I could have done some more interviews. Today I could have, but there was some stuff that I did instead. And besides getting to ride and talk to this awesome cyclist who's about to win the Trans-America bike race, it was the Indystrong ride. That was something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and it just kind of come together super good. I got to thank Mo for kind of being there right from the beginning, and my mom and dad, and my brother, and my wife, and had lots of family help and make the ride a success. We had a great, turnout. We had a lot of donations, made a lot more money than I even thought we would, and the ride went off really well. I mean, everybody made it back. Nobody really got hurt. I think everybody hurt by the end. And I want to take a moment to give a shout out to Zach and Amanda. These two live in Harrisburg, where I live. I didn't know they rode. They're on Strava. They showed up, and I didn't see them coming. I kind of waited around, and we ended up leaving them. I didn't even know they were on the ride. I've got to say they did amazing. They rode 40 miles and they climbed Williams Hill, and they did that. Zach was on like a 40 plus pound Walmart full suspension mountain bike, which you can't underestimate how big of a difference a bicycle makes. A bike like that would be like going to a soccer game wearing concrete shoes. It's just going to be so much harder. And I couldn't believe that they rode that far. I think they said their farthest ride had been like 20 miles. I bet at the end, they just blew my mind. I couldn't believe they went that far. And I hope they stick with it, and I hope to see them again. So now, all that said, I do have some things that I just want to mention. I wasn't real happy with the turnout. I did say we had a great turnout. We had 15 riders or 14 riders, I think. I was really hoping for 20, but I was really kind of hoping for more than that. I think the weather was a big part of that. I mean, it was really a bad day for a bike ride. It was like 25-mile-an-hour winds. It was supposed to storm, and there was some storms that kind of little scattered thunderstorms that rolled through, but nothing really ever hit us. The ride was probably too hard. I should have made like a 30-mile route that skipped some of the big climbs. Just something I was thinking about, and that I always try to do it. I've kind of put these events on, kind of little fun events for a while now. And I always kind of put these little events on as cheaply as possible. You've got all the essentials that you need for a bike ride. You've got a route that's been marked. You've got some water stops. You've got a map maybe or something, and you've got people to show up and do the ride. But I never get a huge turnout. And I was thinking about this story I heard once. The story was like this up-and-coming artist. He did a great, awesome painting, and he put it for sale at like a low-class gallery for like $100, and people looked at it and they just really weren't that interested in it. And then he put the same painting for sale at another gallery for $10,000, and he sold it. And the moral of that story is that people will pay for something will pay more for something if it's what they want, if they think they're getting something better, maybe. So maybe if I put on a ride and we had a big meal and beer at the end, and there was like catered at a restaurant or something, I don't know, something a little more fancy. We had porta johns out on the route, so you didn't have to pee on the side of the road. Maybe a little bit more, and maybe we'd have more people show up. So maybe going as cheap as possible isn't necessarily, and saying, hey, donate what you can or whatever. Maybe people will pay for the experience that they want to have on a ride. So I think the experience everybody got on Indystrong though was positive. It was a tough route. I was definitely hurting at the end, and I skipped Williams Hill Climb. A few of us skipped a little bit of the route here and there, but you know, everybody did great. And I wanted to shout out Marsha, who we tried to give a ride to a couple times, just because you know, she was a little behind the route. She finished and she wasn't that far behind. She did really awesome. She rode the entire thing. So lots and lots of strong riders turned out. It's a good time. I'm going to close up this video by just showing you some of the footage I took on my GoPro while we were riding. Most of the footage, I left it on time warp mode for about an hour. So if you missed the ride and you want to see what it was like, you can see an hour of the ride condensed down to a few minutes as we shoot through, I believe, the section to Eddyville and then Rom Road. So most of this I was by myself. You can see me catching up to Dean, and I rode with Dean for a while, and then you can see me waiting on him a couple times, and yeah, so hey, have a good one.
Seriously thinking about using it at Leadville.
Well, yeah. Look at that, guys. I mean, that's some proper gravel there. It's got rocks sticking out of it.
Taking place.